Minister has now been tested positive for COVID-19 for the second time. Well, we've realized that this is our new reality, that it's not something that we can avoid or isolate to make it go away. Essentially, people who are even vaccinated are getting COVID-19 after multiple vaccines. I've been vaccinated, I've had COVID-19 and before and after my vaccination. So we all realize that this is something that is now the new normal to live with. And this is what is top of discussion as the debate has been going on for quite some time in Ottawa, in our capital, with opposition leaders asking the federal government to ease the vaccine mandates when it comes to travel. If you recall, well, as of October 30th of last year, after the federal election that took place, where Justin Trudeau called a snap election, where he got a minority in his third election. Well, what that meant, one of the campaign promises was that you need to be vaccinated and have a vaccine passport to be able to travel by air or rail. And if you recall earlier this year, the Freedom Convoy that took place in Ottawa, essentially with more than 3 weeks of protests and blockades throughout the country, as well as in Ottawa, specifically to speak to the Prime Minister about vaccine mandates and when it came to truckers crossing the border and the short period of time they had to be able to be fully vaccinated. Well, this is something that is now potentially coming to an end, where the federal government will be doing an announcement. We're going to bring that for you. Stay with us on Y Media Political Sensex at 2 p.m. It has to do everything politically related when it comes to this country, Canada, as well as our neighboring countries. So if you want to know what's going on with our government and what's going on with politicians, then Y Media Political Sensex is the show to tune into, which is at 2 p.m. on weekdays, and stay tuned for that. Well, essentially, the announcement today might be that the vaccine passport would go away when it comes to domestic travel. So domestic meaning if you're taking a flight or you want to get on the Via Rail and travel throughout Canada, potentially you no longer need to have a vaccine passport to show that you've been vaccinated. This is something that will no longer be asked. Now, there's also speculation that the federal government will announce that they would remove vaccine passports for international travel, although they're saying that they could potentially still require it for foreigners coming into Canada to be fully vaccinated. So this is really a big changing item as people who are not vaccinated. I mean, after 2.5 years, whoever is going to be vaccinated would have already gotten a vaccine. Whoever decided not to be vaccinated, I don't think after 2.5 years and after multiple waves and restrictions and everything we've been through as a society, that they would now choose to get vaccinated. So we're at the threshold that things are not really going to change for people to decide to be vaccinated or not. So essentially those that have been, not being able to go and travel or go to a restaurant when the mandates were in place where you had to show your vaccine passport just to go eat inside an establishment. Well, since that was removed by the province of Ontario a few months ago, well, now it's the federal government that's looking to do the same. And for people who haven't been able to get around and travel, whether it's in the country or outside, this is potentially their chance to do so. And as you recall, a Conservative MP from Saskatchewan who hasn't shown her vaccine passport, well, essentially was taken out of Parliament Hill just last week, and we covered that on Y Media Political Sensex. She drives from Saskatchewan because she's not able to get on a flight to get to Ottawa. So it's very significant the way people who are not vaccinated have been living their lives in the last year to 2 years. Well, essentially since this became a mandate as of October of last year.